then just pretend.
Sauce is
Yeah,
not
and then
that
just
good.
pretend like it didn't happen.
Deny everything.
No, don't even acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Like, Joe, I do not acknowledge you.
I respect that.
See? That's what people
I won't talk
See,
to you
just say
podcast.
it was a cut compilation of just things that you had said previously, put in a specific order to make you look bad.
And it was only done
That?
with one cut.
It's only done with one guy.
All right.
It's the
well,
only
on that
explanation.
note,
Are we
you're
start?
all going to have to say this together with us.
What is
Welcome,
it?
listeners.
Yeah, welcome,
What
listeners.
is it?
Oh, this is the intro.
Welcome,
Welcome,
listeners,
listeners.
to Ask, Class, and Sass,
Sass.
a show. What?
Unless it was
No, Sean had that. Sean
Did you
had
know what you were
that.
getting yourself into?
No. Okay. As you can tell, this is a show full of stupid and questionable humor with even more stupid and more questionable hosts.
I don't know if we're questionable. We're undeniably idiots.
You know what? You make a fair point.
I agree.
My name is Sean Scott.
My name is Joe Camabrecco.
I'm Maddie Eckstein.
You know me. I am.
Limp
My
Bizkit.
name's Andrew, and you know what? We fuck them up, we fuck them down.
Yeah,
we fuck their friends when they're not around. And
When they're dead and long forgotten, we dig them up and we fuck them rotten. Speaking of people who need to be duggen up and quote unquote fuck rotten,
Rhymed.
these are Andy's words. Sean Cruz can't be with us today. Sadly,
your
he
boy.
has
Your boy. Oh my god.
His words, not ours.
his words, not ours.
Dude, that,
Any-
the first episode pilot was the funniest thing I've ever listened to.
Great, because you're gonna help us make this the worst thing
Yeah.
we'll ever listen
Don't
to.
worry.
Bro, this is
It's
gonna be
another
the
wonderful.
best episode
Let him finish
ever.
the intro.
Please. It's
Stop
another
playing
fun-
Hearthstone.
Shut up! I'm trying to win.
Anyways, we're glad to have you all listening in. As you should hopefully know by now, this is a podcast about 3 or 4 or 5, maybe even 10 guys
I take
just shooting the
two films.
shit.
Was there 5? Was there 5? Oh yeah, there was 5 last time.
Yeah, and talking about whatever.
Check that episode out.
Should I just not talk anymore? Hopefully,
I lost.
we'll have a lot of good stuff to talk about today. Today, we're talking about Andy. Take us away.
Oh, we're talking about film and movies and yeah,
Isn't that the same thing?
it is the same thing.
What about TV shows? Do they?
That's
not
that.
count?
That's
I feel like
another
that's something-
episode.
that's
Next
something
time.
Tune in next time.
Turn in
on
next
Dragon Ball
time
Z.
at youtube.com/AskClassandSess. We got 7 subscribers. Flex.
I'm
7
2 of those.
Recently said
Yeah, I think every single one of our subscribers is somebody who has been on the show.
That's
That's
how you
an
get
accomplishment.
subscribers.
That's an accomplishment.
Oh yeah, 7 to go. Wait, no, 7 down, 1 million to go.
If we get 1 million followers, we'll do a face reveal.
Speaking of 1 million followers,
Yeah,
we
speaking
might
of
have
Danny.
another guest with us
Yeah.
here.
Danny does this thing where he appears.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I want to say hi.
Hi.
All right, what are you guys talking about? What's the topic
We're
today?
talking about movies.
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 Yes.
And
Best movie of all time, and I think Sean can agree with this, is Tremors.
Tremors.
Oh my god.
Kevin
My
Bacon.
parents were just watching that and I walked downstairs like, what is this?
Oh my gosh, that movie is actually, I mean, it's
It is-
good in all the wrong ways.
It's good in all the wrong ways. It's phenomenal.
Ugh. On that note, Sean,
Yeah.
top 3 favorite movies.
Top 3
Go.
favorite movies. Do snuff films count?
Oh my god.
I just can't.
Yes, the answer is yes.
Okay. Damn,
Oh,
that's
wait,
kind of.
By the way, Joe, I got you a chicken nugget.
There you go.
Thank you.
Let's
I'll be
see.
your little nugget, Andy.
Sexual.
Cut off my limbs first.
No,
Let's go, Sean.
Okay,
Top 3 movies.
damn. I probably should have prepared for this. I thought that you were going to take us off, but
He did.
You
He
want
asked
me
you a
to?
question.
yeah, please.
Okay. Well, I haven't. I know what my number 3 is. My number 3 is Spider-Man 2.
Which one?
The OG. The one from like 2000.
So not Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man 2, just Spider-Man 2.
Is that the one where he stops a train?
That is the one where he stops
That's
the
a
train.
good one.
That's a good one.
I don't remember anything from that movie.
The
I
reason,
know that
though-
I liked it, but
That
I don't
movie's
The
know.
It's
reason,
a
the
fever
reason,
dream.
yeah, no, the reason I like that movie so much is it was one of those movies that I had that a genuinely good movie experience, and I had that extremely young. You know how like when you go to movies when you're a kid and everything's awesome, even though
Mhm.
it's like the movies kind of suck.
Pacific Rim. It's a good
Mhm.
example
Yeah.
of that.
But
Real Steel.
I
That was a great
remember-
movie.
I remember specifically going to see this movie when I was 4, having like the little chair thing that little kids have to sit on so they can sit on the top rows. I remember having that chair and seeing this movie and being just like petrified of how awesome it
Petrified usually means scared.
It was. It was.
Or
it
he was
a
in
guy with-
awe.
He could have been turned to stone too.
Dude,
Could
That's
be.
also petrification. Did you
It
see
was-
Medusa?
I did see Medusa.
That would do it.
Ooh, that
That movie was so good. Number 2, Joe. You're an effort for showing me this movie, but I also love you. It's
Fuck you
called,
too.
I believe,
Machia?
It's Machia.
Machia.
and the
Promised Flower Bloom.
Oh
I
my
wrote this
gosh.
down. I wrote
Yeah.
this down. Machia when the promised flower bloomed.
Never cried as much as I have
Dude,
watched that movie
I
I-
kid you not.
in my life.
Joe and Sean had seen this movie previously before me, and they're like, "You're gonna cry,"
You're gonna.
and I'm like,
It's not
I've
happening.
I'm a big boy.
I've never cried. I've only cried in a movie once, and that was Coco, and that's
It's
because
a good movie too.
Coco
Good
made
movie.
me cry. But this movie is
Oh
one of
my
the most beautiful, both art wise and story wise. It's just, oh god, now I'm thinking about it.
I feel like I want to jump in here and
Jump,
like,
please.
Yeah, we can talk about
because like I feel like
Machia,
watching that movie makes you want to call your mom.
dude.
There's no other.
I literally
there's no other
texted.
talk,
I
that's it.
texted my mom, "I love you. Don't forget that."
Yeah,
Right after
like-
this movie,
Uh-huh.
I was like, I need to tell her. It's about a mother and a child and
An orphan she finds.
yeah, an
An
orphan
orphan
she
she
finds. And
In a fantasy
there's,
world.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
fantasy,
she's like
and there's a difference between them because she doesn't age.
Is it an anime?
yeah,
it
it's an
is
anime.
anime.
It's an anime.
It's an anime
You need to
movie,
watch
which
it.
that shouldn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's
It
so
doesn't.
good,
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
and
Yeah. So she's
so
immortal.
she doesn't age.
Oh.
The child does age because they're like different.
Different
Like,
race.
different
She's
races.
like an elf compared to a
To-
human.
Yeah. Which we'll come back to that later.
Oh.
But what's it called?
They go through the.
They go through
their life,
basically
yeah.
his life, not her life.
Yeah, it's more his life.
And
Mhm.
it's just the story of motherly love,
Not just that, but it's
And-
like
the connection between a mother and her child, even though
Mm.
in the end,
so
like, sometimes kids say stuff that's stupid that they don't actually mean.
Oh my god, it got the phases
So right.
so
you know.
well.
So right,
It's
like
so
everyone
right.
has that angsty teens where like, you don't know me, mom.
You're
Yeah.
not my mom. Oh my gosh.
Dude, oh my god. I was gonna...
Okay, look, I'm gonna have a very weird thing to say here,
Mhm.
because these two,
Everything you say is weird.
and hopefully you, when you see this eventually, Maddie,
Oh, you must.
watch this. The first thing you did was you went and you sent a text or you called your mom.
Yes.
The first thing I did is I looked at my dog and I said, "Oh God, not again." Because okay, so
Yo, yeah, there's the dog scene.
look, this is the kind of movie where you
Oh
know.
wait, I remember what you guys are talking about.
Look, there is. This is the kind of movie where you see the ending coming and you're like, I think I can take it. I think I can handle it.
And then you hear
You-
four
you're not
grown
gonna
men
handle
being
it.
Can't
cries.
handle it, yeah.
I've watched this twice in 2 weeks. Actually, no, twice in a week. and I sobbed at the end
Both times, yeah. Both
It,
times I watched it too, bawling.
I was
sad.
I was bawling, but it literally brought me to tears, which doesn't happen. I don't cry in movies.
Yeah.
So I started this movie. The first time I watched it, Joe here said, "Hey, I'm not going to tell you anything about this movie. Just watch it." And I'm like, "Okay, fine. I'm going to do this." I started watching it. My dad walks in. And I'm like, I gave him kind of a little spiel of what it's about. And he's like, "Okay." He went to work. When he came back, I was at the end of the movie, and he's like, "Are you hooked? Are you hooked, son?"
Line and sinker.
And I turned to him and I said, "Dad, I've been crying for the past 20 minutes." Oh my gosh.
Dude,
like,
it has those scenes that they
It-
Oh my
you're
God.
just like, huh?
Yeah.
oh my
It
god.
doesn't.
What?
It doesn't shy away from death, strife, angst. It takes every single emotion you have and just crumples them into a ball and throws it into like a pit of acid.
Yeah.
It's
And
like,
yet,
it's so bad.
And yet,
Oh
I
my.
feel like everyone should see this.
I feel like everyone should see it, and I feel like it's the best kind of I'm gonna cry to this movie.
I
You
probably
Yeah.
shouldn't watch it then,
You
because
should
like
watch
20
it.
minutes of crying for you guys is a full day of crying for me. To the next day.
So what's
Mm.
gonna
It
happen?
literally
You know what's
is
gonna happen?
pain.
She's gonna call us sobbing. It's like, why did you make me watch this movie? It's so.
I feel like half the
Yeah.
time I call you guys, I'm crying.
Yeah, no, that sounds about right.
honestly, yeah.
But we can't say more. You gotta
Can't
go
say
watch
more.
this.
You
Watch
gotta
it.
watch this.
the movie. It's so good.
Um,
All right,
Where
Andy,
can you
third-
watch it?
number
Where,
three.
Where can you watch it? Because
you can
Uh,
watch it on Amazon Prime.
It is on
or
Amazon
Oh, I
Prime.
can look it up.
Is it on Netflix?
No, I
think
don't
it's on
think it
Is it
Netflix.
on
is.
Netflix? Yeah.
Netflix, get your shit together and get
Exactly.
this movie on there.
They have Netflix has some good shows.
No,
on there.
Netflix
Yeah.
has shows like or movies like what's it, Cuties?
Oh no, that's
Oh.
a show.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
No,
the-
that, no,
the-
that, I
No,
thought
that was a movie. Yeah, no, so
I
they
think it's a French
thought it was a
movie.
show.
yeah, they got so much better stuff. I'm saying this in quotation marks. Please don't cancel me. I don't mean it.
but they have Devilman Crybaby though, and that's amazing.
That made me cry.
That was
oh
amazing
god.
too.
In the wrong
In the,
way.
yeah, in a completely different
completely
way.
opposite.
Completely opposite, but
Okay.
still good
Oh,
show.
oh.
All right, Andy, number
What's
3.
your,
My
no, his number one.
Oh,
Yeah,
is it
My
number
number
one? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
one. This movie, I kid you not, I watched like every day for like a solid month and a half.
The Last Airbender.
The live action.
I'm literally gonna. I want to choke you. Right now. Stay tuned for the TV show episode. Sean might not be here
I'm excited
for
for
that
that
next
one.
episode.
Because I love
But-
TV shows.
Yeah, but
Oh man.
it's The Martian.
Good film.
Have you read the book?
I haven't read the book, but I want to read the book. I'm just too lazy to go to the store and get the book or to the library or some shit.
I heard that all the science in that book is completely accurate.
Yeah.
It is.
And what's it
is,
called? A
for
lot
sure.
of the science in the movie is fairly accurate too. Like,
The book goes way in depth. Though.
yeah,
It's really
apparently
good.
what I heard, the book does a really good job of exploring Mark's loneliness.
Mhm.
But it was so surreal because I love space. I love the idea of space. I love the idea of other planets and other worlds to explore. Like, that shit gets me hooked. And imagining having a whole planet by yourself with an entire other planet rooting for you to get back home, it's just like completely crazy. And it's just the lengths that they go to get him back home, and the lengths that he goes to try and survive.
Mm.
It's just
You know-
awe inspiring.
You know what that reminds me of?
What?
Do you remember like a couple of years when the Mars rover died?
Oh yeah.
It
yeah.
died for like a month, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
they were like, "Okay, we're gonna have it hit itself," and then it fixed itself. That's the first thing that comes
Have
to
you guys
mind.
seen the
when
video where it was singing "Happy Birthday" to itself
Oh god.
alone?
I mean, no, but that's kind of cool, isn't
No,
it?
the Martians heard it. They're Martians. I can feel it.
For
Really?
sure.
I don't know if they speak English.
Sandworms.
Yeah, that too.
Oh, the dune sandworms are.
Tremors too.
Tremors. Oh my gosh.
Oh. All right, Andy. Good list. You got there.
Good
Yeah.
three.
It is a
That's
good
pretty
list.
good.
Now name yours.
All right, Joe. Please
Joe,
take us.
I'm
go
up.
right ahead.
Okay. Oh man, I'm gonna have to think for a second here. Okay. Number 3. I am gonna have to go with Hacksaw Ridge.
Oh,
That's a
okay.
beautiful
That's a
movie.
great.
That is like my favorite war movie of all time.
Same.
That is like
That's
the,
one of them.
one of the greatest. And I watched that one with my grandparents, and my grandpa had been in the war, in that specific war, but not in like the
In
front
that
lines.
battle.
Yeah, not in the front. No. He was nowhere near any of that. But just like seeing his reaction to that was also really sick. But like that movie is fabulous. Is a fantastic film. The soundtrack slays. The
Mhm.
art direction is amazing, and it's like it's the best war movie I've ever watched.
Funny story, I guess, about that movie. So
Mhm.
just stick with me here. So
Okay,
I went
okay,
to
okay.
an Adventist school in middle school and elementary
Oh
school,
yeah.
and every Monday they would do like my teacher would do like stories of great great being saved by angels or like of great faith or whatnot. And this guy in this movie, he's Adventist, so I heard about this guy a lot. So when this movie came out, I'm like, oh shit, I know this. So it got me really stoked, and I was like, I know where this is going. These idiots don't know what they're getting themselves into.
Real talk. The one thing
That's
I
how
like
it
about
goes.
Hacksaw Ridge and another war movie that I like a lot is 1917.
1917 is gorgeous.
That's a really good
That's a
movie.
really good
yeah.
movie. That'd be my favorite war movie if we're talking about it, but that's not the discussion right now.
I think I saw that in theaters.
I saw it in
think.
theaters as
same.
well.
Yeah, I saw
But
that in theaters.
They don't strive away from the horror of war.
Oh yeah.
In
No,
this
yeah,
movie.
and they depict
Because
it very well.
they picked it very well. Because I remember one of the first things I saw in that movie when they're starting to head out. Spoilers if you haven't seen it, but go see it. They show just the carts of dead bodies,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
and they just show all the awful things that war ensues,
Mm.
and they don't, and it just atones to this man's bravery because I think the whole point of that film is that he can't kill, but he needs to serve.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not optional for him. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's
No.
like,
he's got it.
I can't sit here and let people die for me.
Yeah.
I won't kill lives, but I will save.
I will save
I will
lives.
save
you know?
lives.
It's,
Uh-huh.
Like the entire
That's just
point.
that's beautiful.
Like they kind of actually what the hell am I saying? Yeah, no, they definitely went into this. A lot of that is like because of like the fact that he's an Adventist. You know, it's like it's his part of his faith is just like, you know, I'm not here to take lives. I'm here to serve others. I'm here to heal others.
Yeah.
You know, and they bring up how in his past, there was a time when he almost shot his abusive dad.
Mm.
And in that moment, he was like, I can't do this. You know, like it's like it takes some kind of nuts to go
The cojones.
up to Hacksaw Ridge, where you know the Japanese, they don't care if you're a medic. You know, there are rules to war that you know they followed in the European front that they just did not follow
Mm.
in Japan, because like completely different culture
Yeah.
when it comes to war. To go ahead and be like, I'm not even gonna bring a weapon up there,
Mm.
and then walk out with like what 19 people saved,
Yeah.
including
I
some
remember
Japanese
it was like
soldiers.
20
Yeah,
something,
including-
but
yeah,
like,
including other soldiers.
yeah.
Incredible movie.
So good.
The
I
guy,
find it really difficult to like watch war movies
Yeah.
because, well, my little brother just joined,
Oh,
so
Yeah.
it's kind of difficult. For
shout
me
out to
watch.
Brody. He's a goat.
Yeah, he's
He's
in the
a
Air
good-
Force.
Mhm.
Still in basic, so I haven't been able to talk to him much. But
Cool.
yeah, ever since he left, I have had a very difficult time with anything involving that stuff.
Mm.
I get that.
That makes sense.
Number 2.
All right, number 2, Split down the middle. All right.
Mm.
There-
Oh,
it's
I
two.
thought it was the movie Split.
No, no, that's it.
That's a good
No.
movie. That's a really good movie.
Oh, really? It's I wasn't the biggest
I
fan,
liked it.
but it was cool.
I
All
liked
right.
it.
I like the concept.
It's split between my 2 favorite anime movies at the time, currently. All right.
Yeah.
One Redline.
Oh my god.
Red Line is so good.
I love that movie so much. That is like the most fun I've ever had watching a movie like ever. Because like I watched it with all the guys and it was oh my
I do
gosh,
remember
Oh my
that.
god.
that's so good.
Like
It's a movie about, for those who don't know, a movie about a
racing.
race. It's like Speed Racer, but
On
in
crack.
space with weapons. It's like
And it's
then-
completely illegal.
And it's completely illegal. The red line is a term for the race that happens once every 5 years, where they pick a random planet in the universe and decide
This is
we're
where
gonna race here, and then they don't give the planet any warning whatsoever, and then they just have this chaotic slew of racers to destroy the planet. Basically,
Oh my god. No,
and
it's
it is ridiculous. It is so good, and the animation is crazy,
top notch.
so good.
Like
So yeah,
yeah,
that movie is amazing.
And you
Hype
said it was
every time.
Split. What's the other?
Okay, so
half?
yeah, Split, and then the second one is Millennium Actress by
Is that-
Satoshi Kon.
Is that the was it Perfect Blue something
Yes,
like that?
well, it's the same director.
Okay.
So the movie is following the life of a movie actress as she struggles to find the person who she fell in love with on first sight during the war between, I forget the exact war, but it's like it was only in Japan. It was like a civil conflict, but it basically is these two interviewers come up to this lady's home, and she's an old actress now. She's like in her 80s, 70s, and it basically depicts her story through acting while also giving you insights on what was happening during the time of her filming and how it influenced her. And the thing that really struck me about the movie is not necessarily the story so much, although the story is amazing, but it's how Satoshi Kon, the director, basically molds together the interviewing process along with her life story. Because basically the characters in the show are portrayed, the interviewers are portrayed in her memories, basically, like following her with cameras and stuff as she lives out her own life and stuff like that. And you really have to watch the movie to like know what I mean by that. But it's probably my it's very good. And it like just the directing and the filmography, like the actual animation is what really caught me, and it's really good. So it's split between those two.
Okay.
Number
okay.
one.
All right, number one. All right, this is a little ode to my dad, okay? Because my dad is a huge Western fan. He loves Westerns. It's not a, well, it is a Western, but it's not a Western. So, another one of my favorite directors, Quentin Tarantino,
Oh.
created a movie, The Hateful Eight, and oh my god, it is like, it's so perfect. It's so good. And it's, oh man.
It's a long movie.
It
That's
is
a good
two,
movie, though.
two
That's a
hours,
good
40
movie.
minutes, but like, man, like, when I sit down and watch that movie, it like, you get so drawn in, and it's like, so chaotic, and then the last sequence is just the most ridiculous thing you've ever witnessed in your entire life. Oh man, I love sitting down and watching that movie. Although it's a haul, it's like, it's so good. So that's my number one right now.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino is definitely one of those guys where either you love his stuff
Or you
hate
despise
his stuff.
it. Yeah, it's
I
like,
hate his
I-
stuff so much.
I don't know if I like Quentin Tarantino. Like, because there's some that I like, and then there's some that I don't.
dude, what was the most recent one he put out? Hollywood.
Once Upon a Time in
yeah.
Hollywood?
Once Upon a
I
Time.
didn't
Dude,
like-
I love that movie.
You really?
That-
I didn't
that-
get it. It was kind of whack.
that-
No,
so
that
good.
movie, I liked a lot of the references,
Yeah, there was a lot of
That's cool.
references and stuff
which
like that.
were
yeah.
really cool, and kind of like having this twist, happy ending for the Manson murders, where
Yeah.
like they didn't happen.
And then the guys get absolutely destroyed.
Oh
my
man.
gosh.
Oh my lord. I like had to turn my head away from the screen when I
Oh,
watched like him like brutally kill those people.
Hmm.
Spoilers.
Yeah, a little bit of
Spoilers.
spoilers, but man, he is, oh my god. When it comes to blood, guts, and gore, he does it like no one else. And it's so
And
good.
feet.
And feet.
He is a
Oh
feet
my
guy.
god.
He is a feet guy.
Speaking of feet, like I have to say, like everybody in my family loves Quentin Tarantino.
I was gonna
Oh.
say they love
Like-
feet.
Same
They
with my
love
family.
feet.
I'm the only person in my family that cannot stand his movies.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
so sad. Personally, I think my favorite of his might be Reservoir Dogs.
That's also really good.
I know it's not as like well done as the others, but just
Yeah.
something about it.
Inglourious
but-
Bastards is fun too.
That I was gonna say that might be the other one.
Yeah, that one's really good.
That everybody in my family thinks that's their favorite of his.
Yeah.
But I think my actual favorite they worked on, but necessarily wasn't his film, was Dusk Till Dawn.
What the heck is that?
He acts in it, and I don't know if he directed or wrote it. He did one of them, but he didn't do both. Usually he does that for his
Well,
movies.
didn't he say he was only going to do like 10 movies?
Yeah,
Yeah.
or I think
Yeah.
12,
Something like that.
something like that.
He has a cutoff.
Yeah.
And so this movie, let's see. Okay, so this movie, it starts out like you see these two brothers. They're criminals. They're on the run. They're trying to escape to Mexico. One of them is just a hardened criminal. The other two is this like mentally unstable, like.
So this is kind of like To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah,
A
no,
little bit. Right?
no.
No. What's the one where it's
I was
the,
about to say, isn't
the-
To Kill? That's a trial, more like.
yeah, what's the one? What's the book we read in high school where it's the one guy who like carries around his partner who's like mentally ill.
Oh,
so
Mice and Men.
Mice and
Yeah,
Men.
no,
Yeah,
but
this is like an Mice and Men story.
Yeah,
kind of.
except
Yeah.
instead of him being Lenny, who's the
Yeah.
sweet guy
I
who
love
doesn't mean anything wrong, instead, this mentally ill brother is like a murder rapist.
That's a little
not
different.
a good dude.
A little different. Yeah.
Anyways, they kidnap this family, and there's like to use as like a smoke screen to get across the border. You know, and like there's this dad and his two kids, and the dad was a pastor who lost his faith after his wife died, and they sneak over the border. They go to this strip club to lay low and wait for their guy on the other side. And while they're there, two things. First off, speaking of feet,
It always
Quentin
comes back to
Tarantino
feet.
sucks this stripper's foot, and it's really gross. And right after that, she turns into a vampire and eats him. And it switches from this on-the-run story about these really effed up criminals and this pastor who lost his faith into it's this family and these criminals
And a vampire.
stuck inside of a strip club with a biker and a Vietnam vet, and they're fighting off vampires. And it's like it switches so quick you can snap your neck. Like
Oh god.
it's so good. Oh my gosh.
That's funny. I'm gonna have to look that up.
I will too.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
From Dusk Till
Dang.
Dawn.
That reminds me of the Abe Lincoln movie that came out recently.
Abraham Lincoln
Oh,
Vampire.
Vampire Hunter! I do remember that. That was funny.
I got my dad that book for Christmas.
Are
and he
you
loved
serious?
it. Yeah.
Oh
Really?
god.
Yeah.
That movie was funny.
I want to segue that to Pride and Prejudice and Zombies,
Yeah.
and the fact that there was a time, there's like a mixer. What's your favorite movie? And I said Pride and Prejudice, and every girl in the room looked at me with like shock, like, and then I said,
You're a
and
boy.
zombies,
And zombies.
and there was so many groans. It was like, ah. That was just great.
That's so funny.
All right, Sean. Then what are your favorite?
Your top three.
Or do you want to go
movies.
last?
All
like a
time.
loser?
Okay, let me see. So I feel like I'm not gonna order this properly,
Mm.
but
It
I'm
is
gonna
hard to
start
order.
off with
I'll tell you
Machia. We were talking that with Andy. It's
Yeah.
honestly like
Go watch
It's
the movie.
surreal.
whether you like anime or not, watch this movie.
Watch the movie.
It is that
Yes.
good. It is my favorite anime movie of all time.
Yeah.
It is way up there. I'm not gonna talk about it much
Because
already
we were-
did.
because we already did.
Yeah.
We
But
could
yeah.
talk. I
Go
we-
watch
Second
the
movie.
We could have a Mafia episode.
I
We
might be
could.
I might be the only person in this room who just loves this movie, but The Nice Guys.
Oh,
Wait,
that's a
did
good
we watch
movie.
Yeah, we watched
Yeah, I
that.
love
No,
that
no,
movie.
Isn't that a comedy?
I'm
Yeah, it's
I'm
the-
literally
it's the one
wearing
with
a
Ryan
shirt.
Gosling and Russell Crowe.
Yeah. I never saw that one, but I
Oh my
understood.
gosh, it's
That's a funny movie.
so
Yeah.
good. Oh my gosh. So basically, it's like Ryan Gosling, Russell Crowe. One's a private eye, the other is a guy you pay to beat up people.
About
And-
it.
Yeah, somewhat.
No, Bounty Hunters kill people.
Yeah, he doesn't kill them. He
Not
just like
necessarily.
says, "Okay, stop following this person." Brass knuckles, yada yada.
Mm.
They get caught up. It's caught up in this this conspiracy with the automotives administration in the 70s, and there's also something to do with like there's this porn star who dies.
Wait,
This movie.
You were there when we watched
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
I
And
know
like,
what you were talking about. I remember.
and like they
How do you like my car, big boy?
How do you? First words of the film. How do you like my car, big boy?
I love that. That's,
Oh my
okay.
gosh.
I know what
I
you're
loved
talking
his
about now.
daughter. She was my favorite.
Oh my gosh, she's the best.
Yeah.
She's actually the daughter is actually the Ned's girlfriend from Spider-Man.
What?
Spider-Man
Betty?
Far From Home. Yeah.
That's
crazy.
Oh, man.
Great actress, great actors for our two leads. It's like I don't want to give a lot away, but basically it's like they get caught in this conspiracy and they have to solve the murder of this porn star, and they also have to figure out something to do with like the mayor's trying to kill her daughter, or so it seems. And then there's something to do with cars and like the pollution. And it takes place in LA. It all makes sense once you watch it.
Watch it.
Love it. Okay.
Very funny movie.
Last movie that I think like is in my top, my echelon, my
Yeah.
my. I can watch this movie.
As
I
many
can
times.
watch this movie anytime.
Mhm.
Will always love it. The Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
Oh my
baby.
god. I like.
That's a good movie, man.
Imagine if Disney World had a ride.
I
for,
I
like,
bet they
based on-
did, but they
I
took
would
it
say-
off for
I don't
other
know.
things.
Like put like ride llamas around or something.
Yeah.
That would be so cool.
no, or the log ride,
Oh
Yeah, that's
yeah.
right.
or
yeah,
the
yeah.
what's it
And
the
it
the
starts
giant.
off with pull the lever, crawl.
Pull the lever. That would be amazing.
They just get a really buff dude to carry you around with like a little card thing on his back.
Oh my! There's a lot of opportunities that are
Disney,
being
if
missed
you're
here.
listening, hit us up.
We're copyrighting that idea.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
Listen. If you take this idea, you have to pay us because we came up with it.
At least
Okay.
95%.
And this is like
That's like peak childhood nostalgia.
not just peak childhood
That's like-
nostalgia, but like there's so many memes that have been generated from this.
Yeah.
Like you will see this thing everywhere.
Cusco.
Cusco, the poison for Cusco. Cusco's poison. Yada yada.
Cusco's poison.
Everybody knows Gronk.
Yeah.
Everybody, Gronk's the best.
Yeah.
Um,
Doesn't he have his own movie?
he does.
Yeah, but that
it-
movie kind of sucks.
Oh, that stinks.
And
Do you remember the show?
I do remember the
The
show.
show
And I
was
remember
a
I
good
did
show.
not care
Oh
for
my
it.
Yeah,
God,
that show wasn't that good.
No.
Yeah,
But that movie.
the movie, legendary.
Legendary movie for sure.
So many things that I didn't get as a child
Oh, the
in that movie
yeah.
that were just really funny. And yet, I still thought it was incredibly funny as a child.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get a lot of those, especially not these days. So,
Yeah. Dude, Disney is the only company I know that makes movies like that well for a young audience, but also the adult audience.
I disagree with
It
that.
is
I think
ridiculous.
Pixar does really well with that.
Pixar,
too.
Yeah.
they're both kind of the same thing, but yeah. Disney, yeah,
Or
they do it
whichever
so well.
whichever company made Cat in the Hat.
Oh,
oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
god!
I remember.
I don't know who made Cat in the Hat.
Oh, that-
Okay,
Look
did
it
you
up.
know
was
that
scary.
movie is the reason why there are no more live action Dr. Seuss movies?
really?
Mike Myers was so chaotic, so evil in that movie that the widow of Dr. Seuss was like, "You've lost your privileges. This is never happening again. Never."
You can't do it.
No,
That's funny.
Remember the Lorax? The Lorax movie that came out? The
Which
animated
one?
one with Danny DeVito? as
Yes.
Lorax?
Oh,
that
yeah,
was a
yeah,
good
yeah.
movie.
I barely remember it.
I barely remember.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't-
much
I
of it.
remember,
I do remember
it being
seeing
a
it.
good movie.
But in a somewhat related thing, the live action Grinch movie
With Jim
with Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. hated that.
I hated that movie as a kid, but going back, there's some really good jokes.
Yeah.
Jazzercise.
Jazzercise. Or one of the funniest jokes I think
So, well,
is
tell no one.
They're saying, where do babies come from? And it's like they float down on umbrellas and carriages. And one of these lands in front of someone's house, and the dad walks out to get the newspaper, and it's like, baby, our honey's here. Wait. Scratch that. Honey, our baby's here. He kind of looks a lot like your boss, though.
My favorite scene is when he's like talking to his echo, and he's like, "I'm ugly," and the echo says, "You're ugly."
Oh my gosh, just legendary movie.
Yeah.
So good. But yeah, Makia, Nice Guys, Emperor's New Groove. Those are the three that like are up there.
Now,
Top tier.
Maddie,
Top tier.
it's your
Okay,
turn.
so my number 3 has to be Napoleon Dynamite,
Great movie.
and
Cult classic.
and it's
Someone had to
I
say
mean,
it.
I watched it all through my childhood.
Of course.
And then also my little brother and I, the first time we went to, oh no, sorry, not the first time. We were going to go to Comic-Con the second time, he was going to be Napoleon Dynamite, and I was going to be Summer, and we were going to like hand out stuff and be like, vote for Summer, vote for Pedro. And, but that was when COVID happened, so we didn't do that.
So sad.
But we had like, we
Is
were like in our,
Comic-Con is Comic-Con back up?
yeah, I went last year. Yeah.
PAX is happening this year too, so we can.
Oh. See us at PAX. We're gonna have our own.
We're gonna have our own
No,
booth.
I don't think so.
There's 7 subscribers.
Yeah.
7
Literally.
subscribers, and half of them are us. So all 3 of you out there, please see
Yeah.
us at PAX.
PAX.
There you go.
Aren't
Do
those booths
yourself
like
in.
really expensive?
Yeah, they are. That's the
Yeah.
one.
Okay, yeah, so Napoleon Dynamite, and
Mhm.
then, I mean, the jokes alone are just,
So
they're so
dry.
It's the dry humor that gets me. It's
Yeah.
so.
Your mom
God.
goes to college.
my favorite scene is when he's like, eat the food, Tina. and he's
Eat
like,
the food. Gina, you fat lard, come get some ham.
It's just so good. Every single scene from that movie is just
It's
literally
so quotable.
it might be my number 1, but
Oh
I'm gonna
my
leave it at
gosh.
number 3.
No, I think an underrated scene from that movie is when they have the time machine. That's like, get the get the crystals. All right. And he puts like the shock thing in between his legs, right on his nuts, and he just chases the crap out of his nuts, and is like, this thing doesn't work. And then Uncle Rico comes in, and he's got like an ice bag on his crotch.
And I think he says something like, well, I could have told
I
you
could
that.
have told you that.
That movie is legendary.
Oh my
And
gosh.
just
my
like
God.
I love the costumes too.
Oh my gosh, it's so
They
good.
spent like, I'm pretty sure they barely spent any money on that film, and
Oh,
it like grossed
no.
like,
But you don't need a lot of
So
money.
much.
to
No,
shoot
so
this film.
apparently
The last scene of the movie with the wedding is actually
the most.
post-release,
Yeah.
and it costs more than the rest of the movie combined.
Wow.
That one scene.
So good.
Such a good movie.
my number 2 probably has to be the entirety of Harry Potter.
Oh, that's such a non-answer. Come on.
Did you
I
read
love
the
it,
books?
though.
You read the
Yeah,
book,
I
yeah.
read
So
the
then
books.
it makes
was
sense.
huge for me. My
Makes sense.
mom was
What's your
really
house? What's
involved
your
in
house?
it.
What's your house? What's your house?
Gryffindor.
Oh, I'm a
But-
Slytherin.
Okay,
Oh,
but listen, I love the Harry the Harry Potter movie so much that Brody and I dressed up as Quidditch players, and we went to the theater for the premiere dressed as Quidditch players.
That's
I
pretty
remember,
legendary.
I remember
So it
going
has
to
to
the
be my number
midnight
2.
showing of Harry Potter 7 Part 1 and 2. That was the first time
Yeah.
my mom was like, we are going to go see a movie really, really late. And I was like 10 or something.
I knew I was gonna get in trouble for saying Harry Potter.
Nah.
But to be fair, it just I would get so involved in the universe, and
No.
I don't really know. Like, I used to be able to like say all the quotes and stuff like that, but now that I'm older, I'm not as involved in it anymore. But whenever I'm like feeling down or upset, I love going back and I love watching those movies.
My mom, she likes those Pandora charm bracelets.
Mhm.
She has every single Harry Potter
Oh
charm.
wow.
She has
Jeez.
Harry, Ron, Hermione, the Hogwarts Express, Hedwig, all the
That's
jazz.
legendary.
That's pretty good.
It's crazy.
So of all the
7
what, 8
or, no, wait,
movies,
9.
Yeah,
Wait,
which
8?
one would you say is your favorite?
Probably. Oh, that's such a hard answer. Probably the fourth movie.
Oh my God! Let's go!
Oh my. Okay. So for viewers at home who could not see this, Andy, like, well, Maddie was looking towards me, and then towards the computer. Andy flipped
I
up
flipped
four,
up 4.
and then I went 4, and then Joe was like 4, and then she's like the fourth movie.
So good though.
It's so good.
That's
Oh my
probably the most
god.
bro.
fun. Yeah, that's probably the only one.
The
I remember.
dragon scene,
Yeah.
the egg,
Suga.
the ocean scene when
Victor Crumb.
Oh, no, we're speaking about Victor Crumb. We're speaking about Hermione at the Yule Ball. Oh my God. Oh.
What was the name of the guy who plays Edward in Twilight?
Oh, what's his? I hate him. Robert Pattinson.
Robert Patterson.
Actually,
What did he say?
Cedric
Edward
Diggory.
Cedric Diggory. Don't go into the Twilight or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I could be wrong
And he
there.
comes out, my son, my boy. It's so sad.
So sad. Oh my gosh, but so good.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, I think that's the movie where things start to change for the
for sure.
more
Yeah.
mature
Mhm.
thing.
And what's sad is I think 5 is my least favorite.
Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah.
5 or
And-
2?
Is that the Goblet one?
No.
No, that's
the
one.
fourth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
good one.
That's
Wait. What's
what's your favorite?
Wait. Joe,
Joe, are you lying to us?
Joe, what's the fourth one?
That's the Goblet one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, where he puts the paper in and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
No. 4 was a banger though.
Oh
4
my
was
God.
really good.
No, 5, Order of the Phoenix. I think
Harry
just
looks
so
legit.
lackluster. The best part of that movie was the fact that you just hated Umbridge. She was the most hateable character. We
That's
need more
true.
characters that you
That's
you
true.
don't like. Too
But-
many of these
but
redemption
Luna.
arcs. I want a complete
But
bastardization arc.
Sean, but Luna was the best part of that movie. I love Luna. Bro,
I liked her better in number 6.
I did too, but they introduced Luna, and Luna's just like a person that you just want to sit and have a conversation with. I love that.
I feel like she's kind of like, you say that, but once you're there
I don't
in
think you'd be able to
conversation,
have a conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
she
I
seems.
lost my shoes.
Wait, what about the new Harry Potter? Not the new Harry Potter,
Fantastic
but
Beasts?
Fantastic
Fantastic-
Beasts.
Yeah,
I saw those.
I
they
like
were
the
pretty
first one.
The second one.
I remember the second one.
In my opinion, like I feel like they're milking it a bit now.
Yeah.
So
They are milking
I'm
it.
specifically talking about the 8.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But
It's fair enough.
the first one was good. The second one not so much
Oh,
because
speaking of cult movies,
Yeah.
I have watched Star Wars.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh!
I
Finally.
finally have watched Star
Okay.
Wars.
What's your thoughts on it?
I love it.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh my
fucking
gosh.
Lord.
The first 7, it's 6, right?
Yeah, first
and
six.
not the
I
last
think
3.
I'm pretty sure I have only gotten through the first 4. I'm
Okay,
pretty sure,
okay.
maybe possibly 5.
New
Uh,
Hope,
if they're
New Hope is
long.
the best
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
They're
New Hope
so
is the best
long.
one.
I don't
New
know.
Hope is good.
Everybody
Bruh.
says that The Empire Strikes Back is the
It's
best
good.
one.
It's
I
like the New
think
Hope.
my
Dude,
like
my
I
fa-
think it's the
my-
best one, but my favorite is Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
You like Return of the Jedi?
I like
hate
Return.
Ewoks.
I
Yeah,
always
whatever.
loved
No,
Return of the
one
Jedi.
of- one of
I
my-
don't care
I
about
gotta
the
do-
Ewoks.
The what? The
What's
Ewoks are
really
sick.
funny? What's really funny is there was this game I used to play as a kid called Force Unleashed 2, and they had this
Yes.
deal. They had this
On the Wii?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They had this DLC where you got to go to Endor and you could punt Ewoks.
yeah, I remember that.
You could just force pull them and punt them, and it was the funnest shit
That's
ever. I
great.
hate Ewoks.
No,
They're so annoying.
Listen, the best thing to come out of Episode 6 in Star Wars Battlefront 2,
True.
there is
True.
a game mode
True.
that's called Survival on Endor, and you play as stormtroopers, and all you have is pistols and limited ammo.
Yeah. I know what you're talking
And you
about.
have to survive being attacked by Ewoks. And it was the most terrifying thing. Like, there's one where you have to survive fighting Wampas on Hoth. That is less scary than this.
They got jungle warfare on their side.
Exactly,
They're
it's
just
so
balls
good.
of fury.
Oh!
And then a log comes down
Yeah.
and just like
Boom.
Also, I have to say, my dog, when her hair is grown out, She looks
She's a
like an
little
Ewok.
Ewok. She's a
Yeah.
little
She's so
Ewok.
cute.
That's fair. That's fair.
So wait, what's your all-time favorite movie of all time?
Okay, you
of
guys,
all time?
nobody has probably heard of this. It's a little indie movie, and it's called Jack and the Cuckoo Clock Heart, and it's like this little it's an animated movie. And it's
Yay!
No, it's not anime.
Oh,
No,
no, I
Animated.
said yay because I have no idea what that
I
is.
swear I've
Yeah,
heard
I
you
know.
talk about this before.
A lot.
I
I
feel
talk
like,
about
yeah,
it
I've
with
heard this.
everybody.
Oh my gosh.
I might have maybe even like made some of you guys watch it because I make everyone watch it. But it's like, yeah.
I don't think I have seen this.
But
Yeah, right, find it.
Yeah, find a photo.
it's also like a musical, and basically it's about this. It's such like a cute little whimsical movie, and it's about this little boy that was born, and he was born on the coldest day of the year. So his mom brought him to like a witch doctor, and she gave him a cuckoo clock heart, and there's like a whole bunch of different rules that he has to follow, and one of the rules is that he can't fall in love. He
Tragic.
falls in love, and
Does he know the rules?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Oh no.
The witch doctor adopted him, and she's always telling him the rules. And then one day he gets in trouble, and he's going to run and everything, and he goes to find his first love, and I don't know. It's a really really cute movie, and it's one of those movies where you're gonna cry at the end. Because I every
Lord
single
Jesus.
time I watch this movie, I know what's gonna happen, and it's a very artistic movie, and I feel like the entire time when you're watching it, it's just art, and I love it so much. Yeah.
I love that.
Nice.
Yay!
Wait, did you look up a picture of it?
Oh no, sorry, I forgot.
Yeah.
I wrote it down because I'm like, I need to remember this.
Because I'm sure if you guys have, if I've made you watch it, and you
Jack.
saw it, yeah,
And the coo.
yeah, it's that one.
Okay. So, this is.
It's so pretty, and the music in it
Huh.
is so good. The love interest, her name is Acacia,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's such a pretty name.
That is a very nice.
I'm pretty
name.
sure it's a French story. I think.
We.
Yeah.
This is
Oui.
this. I don't know
I
why.
don't think I've
So
seen it, no.
this kind of looks. This gives me somewhat Monster House vibes.
I was
Or
thinking
yeah.
Coraline. I was
Oh,
thinking
Coraline,
Yeah,
Coraline.
like
Yeah.
what's
The
what's,
art style is
yeah.
kind of like that.
What's that
Real
guy's
talk,
name again?
Coraline was such a good but
That was
terrifying
Good.
movie.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
I remember after we watced that in theaters
I
as a
watched it
kid,
in theaters,
and every single one of us slept in our parents' room that night. It was
Legendary.
so
All of
good.
you guys?
Everybody. So there were
Jeez.
6 people in one bed.
That's a lot.
Mm.
Jeez.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. No. So
Now, Sean.
Do we have any honorable mentions? I guess.
honorable
Looking at
mentions. Mm.
Nacho Libre.
No.
That's a good one.
Ooh,
That's a
big
good
time.
one.
Big time.
Army of Darkness.
Army
How
of
could
Darkness.
we
How could we
forget
forget
you
about that?
Without Army of
Oh
Darkness.
my gosh! Literally the greatest movie of all time.
Movie.
Groovy.
Shop smart.
Yeah.
Shop S smart.
Oh my gosh.
That's a
Tremors.
great movie.
Do you guys
Obviously.
remember that one time? This was in your backyard, in Joe's backyard,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and we put up that that sheet and
yeah.
we
Oh,
watched
yeah.
that scary movie.
Oh, the one
Oh,
with the cave.
the
yeah,
cave
I don't
people?
remember what it was called. That was
oh,
so
no.
scary
Shoot.
because we were just in the backyard in the dark.
Yeah.
That was
Watching a movie
scary.
about
No,
Yeah.
that
caves.
movie got
It
to
was
me.
the spelunking one with the
What the
Wendigos.
hell was that called? I have no idea.
No, what was the other one? Larry and Tucker.
Oh,
was fun.
Dale and
that
Tucker
movie was
versus
so
Tucker
Evil.
versus Evil.
Oh
That
my
movie is
god.
so
that
good.
movie is so funny.
Ah.
They
Oh
just
my
keep
God.
Did we finish that?
Yeah,
Yeah, we did.
Why do I
Like
not
he
remember it very
just
well?
jumped into the fucking wood chipper, man.
These kids, they got a suicide
Suicide
pact
pact.
going on.
Oh yeah, because we see it through the views of the guys watching it.
Yeah.
Oh, that movie's
Oh,
funny.
it's so good.
That's a good
That's a
movie.
good movie.
All right.
Lord of the Rings.
Of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah.
I was
Trilogy.
thinking about that.
Yeah.
That's actually a good segue because
To-
I got a question for you, bud.
Uh-huh.
If you could live in any type of fictional world, like
Yeah.
fictional movie world, what would it be and
Ooh.
why?
All right, this is gonna be an off the cuff kind of answer because I've been reading it recently, but Dune, and the world is so sick. And like I would want to be that. I
Bro.
want to be in the spice mines on.
You
the
wanna-
ocean,
you- You want to
harvesting
do the weird
spice.
walk to
Yeah,
evade the
sand
sandworms?
walk.
Do
Yeah,
you want the
exactly.
blue eyes? You want to be all like
Yeah, I totally. Yeah, totally. Yeah,
Oh
that'd
my
be
gosh.
sick. Yeah.
That'd
The
be
movie
kinda
was also
cool.
great. That's another good movie.
Also, the one thing I hear, this is not so much about the movie, but the books, it gets depressing.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm like halfway through it right now, so I'll let you know.
Yeah.
But man,
No, I hear.
great fantasy world,
Mm.
sci-fi. I'm more for the
Hell yeah.
sci-fi than the fantasy.
True.
Although
Your
I just
turn.
finished the 5-book series on fantasy, and then Sean read the Wheel of Time.
Oh my
like,
god.
Holy crap! Yeah, you'll have to talk about that in the,
Okay, yeah.
the TV episode.
TV
Yeah,
episode,
'cause, like, that
absolutely.
show was sick.
That show's sick. The book series
sick.
is even sicker.
Yeah.
If you're willing to
Sit
literally
through
spend
14 books.
a year of your life. It took me a year to finish this series.
Yeah.
To the day.
But incredible.
It's so good.
Okay. On that note, world. You,
World.
Sean,
What
live.
world
Question mark?
would I live in? Damn. I feel like I want to live in the Lord of the Rings, just because I think that it is one of the most lovingly like crafted worlds. Like it's got its
Yeah.
own deal. It literally has its own real world Bible that reads like the Bible for the history of the Lord of the Rings. It's very detailed. It's very epic.
Mhm.
It's very like
They
heroic.
created a
and
language
mean-
for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
That
it-
people speak, which is crazy.
Yeah,
it's
crazy.
so cool. I think I'd love to live in that world. Just-
Where would you live though? Like the Shire?
I think
Mordor,
I would
Two
love,
Towers.
I would love to be like a hobbit.
Uh-huh.
Because that is just the best life, I think.
Bro,
And when I think of
Talking
like,
about feet.
Yeah.
okay, shut up. No, that's
Sean, you strike me as a hobbit, except in height.
except for the height. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm 6'2" for everybody out there.
Yeah.
He's lying. He's 4'11". Joe just said that to be nice.
so, but yeah, that.
Okay, Maddie. Well, I guess yours is probably fairly obvious, but I'd
Oh,
guess.
what do you think?
I think it's Harry Potter.
Nope.
It's not Harry
Potter.
Ooh,
It's not.
ooh.
Not
Oh.
Harry Potter.
It's not Harry Potter.
I would want to live in the universe of Princess Bride.
Yo,
that's
that's a
shit.
good pick. That's a good
That's an
pick.
honorable mention.
That's
for
a
that
good
movie is
pick.
so good.
Just because, like,
That movie's
if
great.
we're like thinking about like everybody's humor
Mhm.
and just like
Everyone is so
Ah.
funny.
He's
I-
so
it-
good.
if I lived in
It
a
is
world like
great.
that where everyone talks like that and there's storylines like that, I would love that.
Oh my gosh.
That would be
It
sick.
sounds like so much fun.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
can I retroactively go back to the last segment and
If
have
you say-
every single one of us say that our favorite movie is The Princess Bride?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that time we went to like a I think it was
Yeah,
a wine
yeah.
yard.
It was a brewery.
Yeah, brewery.
Surprisingly very family friendly places. So if you ever want to go to a movie night, go to a brewery.
Interesting.
We watched the
and
Princess
it was,
Bride
like,
out
outside,
in the middle
yeah.
of the night.
That's cool.
It was great.
I spilled.
You know what that reminds me
nachos
of?
on
What?
For another fantasy world?
What?
Monty Python.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
To live in the Holy Grail.
Where it's like no big deal if you lose your limbs.
Yeah, like,
Exactly.
Sometimes you
It's
turn
like,
into
I
like a
can
2D
keep
image and start
fighting.
walking
It's
around.
like-
It's just like the gods just send like lightning bolts and you just die instantly. Cows get hurtled over the top
Exactly.
of castle walls and stuff like that. It's like that'd be funny.
So we wait inside of it, and then when they bring it inside, we jump out and surprise them. But we're out here.
And that's in there. Shit.
Yeah, no, that's a good one.
That's a good movie.
What
But
about you, Andy?
I don't know about y'all. I want the Force, dog.
You gonna live in Star Wars?
I want to
Force.
be. I want to be an effing Jedi. I
But
want
You
it's
know.
so
lightsaber.
rare to be a Jedi though.
Kill the Padawans.
Yeah.
Back
to
in
be
the old
honest,
Republic.
If I
it was-
could, if I could be anyone, I'd be a Wookiee. I'd just straight up be a Wookiee. I'd be Chewbacca. I'd be like, oh.
You wouldn't want to be Jar Jar?
No, oh, fuck
He's
Jar
the
Jar.
best character.
Bro,
Oh my god.
There was this Wookiee Jedi in the Clone Wars. I want to be that guy.
You want to be that guy.
I want to be him. I want to be a Wookiee, but I also
Actually,
want to be
okay.
a Jedi. That would be the
Something
sickest
that
thing.
recently really got me like desperate for a new Star Wars something was the series Star Wars Visions.
Lord,
There's
so good.
there's this episode
good.
called The Ninth Jedi, and it's like the rediscovery of lightsabers.
Oh yeah, I saw
And
that.
it is like
It's really cool.
Save
I'm
it for the TV
speechless.
episode.
It's saved for the
yeah,
TV
yeah,
episode.
because that's a TV
But
show technically.
I actually could like be down for like what's that called? Force.
Yeah.
Force. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Well, what's everybody's least favorite movie?
My least
Or the
favorite-
worst movie you've ever watched?
The Last Airbender. I watched that
The
movie.
live action one.
Yeah, the
live
live
action
action
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
Well, no, it's called Avatar for the animated one.
Yeah,
the
the
one
last-
that I.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I
But you have like personal vendetta.
Yes,
Oh,
Like,
I do.
It's personal for you.
It is personal because they took something I loved, and you know what they did? They threw it in acid and then proceeded to eat it, shit it out, and then they showed us the shit.
I think Netflix is making a new one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I heard.
also they what I heard is that the original people that did Avatar, they left because Netflix wanted to do too much Netflix things,
Mm.
Oh.
and they didn't get what's it called, freedom on their project.
Because last I
Interesting.
heard they were involved in the process.
Yeah, I heard they were involved in the process, which got me hopeful.
Mm-hmm.
But then I heard they left because Netflix is Netflix.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
they need to do certain things for like branding and all that shit.
Naturally.
And it's just that movie. I watched that like how we were talking about before. When you're a kid, every movie, even if it sucks, is a good movie. That movie was the first movie I thought was bad. I saw that in the theaters, and I was just like, "Oh my god!"
You saw it? I saw it in theaters too.
I saw it in the theaters.
I ended up.
I was so
I ended up
hopeful.
leaving because it was so bad.
I didn't leave because I was so
You
cold.
had to stick through.
I had to stick through, but it was.
Yeah. No. I
Zuko looks stupid. He doesn't look like he has a fucking scar at all. In the show, he looks like a badass.
yeah.
Well,
With a
at least season two.
ponytail.
I don't like the ponytail.
Well, because
but
they didn't
season
want to
two-
make it like too noticeable or whatever.
Yeah. No.
But
the
that's his whole
I know,
thing!
That's his
Yeah.
character.
Oh my god!
The rat
Ugh, my honor. Oof.
Worst?
Not to mention the fact that
Worst?
It said, "Ong."
I hated that.
Like he was choking on
The
something.
worst movie, in my opinion, has quickly turned into one of my favorite movies.
Oh no.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
So there's a story behind this.
Okay.
Twilight. I hated
Oh my
Twilight
gosh.
so much.
I remember I watched Twilight as a kid, and I had to what's it called? I couldn't tell people that I watched Twilight because everyone said it was girly.
Well,
Okay.
And I watched all 5 in theaters. I
Oh,
don't regret it.
Are you sure you want to be admitting that?
Yeah.
I walked downstairs the other day and my dad was watching it and I was like, "What are you watching?" He's like, "I'm hate watching." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then I like stick around and I start joking about like something from the movie, and then my dad and I watched the entire all of the movies,
Oh,
just
Lord.
making fun of it the whole time. So yeah, it's kind of become one of my. I don't know if hate watching can become one of your favorite movies,
Yeah.
but yeah.
No, I like that.
That's pretty good.
No. Okay.
I think the worst movie I've ever watched was this movie I watched with my mom, and we found it on TV one day, and it's like this is like one of those movies that's like so horrifically bad and low budget and just absolute dog shit, but you like kind of watch it because it's funny. It's called Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. And
Oh,
what?
wait, I saw that with you.
Were you there?
Or I thought it was it tomatoes or donuts? There's a donuts.
Donuts one
Yeah,
is also
yeah.
funny, but the tomatoes one is even worse.
Is
I
there
didn't know
anything
that
like
tomatoes
Killer
was
Clowns from Outer Space?
No, I
Oh,
like
I've
it.
heard of that.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, but I've heard of that.
But like, it's just such a bad movie that it's like it's laughable. It's like you watch it and it kind of like drowns out in the background.
Have you
and it's
guys
just
ever
nothing.
heard of a movie called Velocipastor?
No.
Is that
It's
where,
about
priest turns into
it's priest fucking dinosaurs that go around eating people. It's the stupidest shit. I haven't seen it. I've seen clips of it,
Oh
but
god,
it's obscene.
that's funny.
Nice. Okay.
Velocipaster.
So
What a concept.
so
What do
great.
people- I remember
It's like-
Sharknado.
That's
When
a,
we watched
that's a
Shark-
good movie.
We watched
Oh, yeah.
Sharknado at my house, and it was so stupid.
That was so stupidly. Okay, so
What's your worst, Sean?
damn, this is a toss up because
Oh, I know
I
exactly
just
which one it is.
look. This is a toss up between two. First one I'm gonna go over really quickly. It's called Mary, Queen of the Scots.
Okay.
So I watched this in theaters because my mom was like, it's a historical movie. It seems kind of interesting. I went in and I watched it, and my God, was this, like, legitimately, this is the worst movie I've ever seen with so high a budget.
Oh.
Like, you can tell that they paid a lot of money to make this movie. They did not make it well. Like, so many, like, it's supposed...
I thought I saw previous. Is that the story of Queen Elizabeth?
No, it's
No,
the
no.
Queen Mary
Yeah.
of the
Queen
Scots.
Mary. Yeah, well, yeah,
Hence
whatever.
the name.
I knew Queen something.
Yeah. No, it's about her and Queen Elizabeth, kind of, and how, like, sisterhood, it's, you know, how, like, men are awful and they will hurt you. And, like, you know, it's basically that. And then there's this really stupid, bad, dumb, stupid, bad side plot where there's her court bard is a gay man, and she's very close with him. And then she marries this guy, and it turns out he's gay. He gets really, really, really drunk, and the bard and the husband sleep together, and then she finds them, and she blames it all on her drunk husband, as opposed to the sober bard who she was close to. And then it's like... And it's like, so her husband is like this bad guy when he was definitely out of it, like, completely 100%, and like, yes, he lied to her. I get it. Yes, he slept with a man on her wedding night, but it's like giving this, I don't know, this really bad, like, you know, he's the bad guy because they want you to make him out as the bad guy, and the person who was sober and kind of said, yeah, I'm gonna go along with this, is like, he's a good guy, he's forgiven, it's yada yada yada. It's just not a good, it's not a good message for
It's
like
that.
date
It's-
rape, that kind of stuff. It's like, I don't know. It's pretty bad, and that's only part of it. It's just also terribly paced. The music is awful. The story makes no sense. You don't care about any of the characters, and at the end, there's like, Mary gets beheaded. Spoiler for anybody who hasn't read history. And
You're a couple hundred years late.
couple hundred years late, and like, it's like, she's a martyr, kind of thing, but it's like, I really don't care. Like, I really don't care.
That whole situation was messy.
So bad, very bad. And then the real movie that I hate more than anything else is the Guy Ritchie King Arthur movie.
You were talking about this the other day.
I despise this movie so much. We did a previous recording of this episode.
Yes.
I think I took up
You
20,
took up 25
15
minutes.
Yeah, 25
just
minutes
ranting
talking
this
about
movie.
how much I hate this movie. It is so poorly done. It has nothing, like, the only thing it has from the actual King Arthur legend is some names, and there's a sword in the stone. That is it.
Yeah.
If you changed the names, you would not even realize that he's King Arthur. That's how little it takes from King Arthur. Because, you know, and every time they make a King Arthur movie, it's like, it's going to be darker, grittier, something new, something fresh. But every single King Arthur movie has done that. Nobody actually remembers what the actual King Arthur story is. Maybe instead of being like, oh, dark and gritty, you make the actual King Arthur story. But they went even further than that. It's not even a fantasy story. It's a superhero story disguised as King Arthur, and none of the actual kingly honor or the power comes from him. It comes from the sword. So he's not special. The sword is special. you know, and then all the characters, they have the same exact personality where they're just some punk ass bitch and they're quick witty and a bastard. Yeah, you.
It's okay, Sean. It's okay.
And they curse a lot, and like
it can't hurt you. It's not real.
Look, I hated this movie so much that I realized that Guy Ritchie writes the same fucking characters for the same fucking movie in all of his movies. I went back and I watched Kingsman, which I loved. I did not like it as much after watching this movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's how much I hated this movie. It did that to me. It stole that joy from me.
I'm sorry.
Parasitic movie.
Exactly. Awful.
I could agree
Hate
with
it.
you there. I couldn't even watch the whole thing. I got like halfway through it. It was
So
bad.
So bad.
I haven't seen it. Thank the fucking
Yeah,
Lord.
No, it's not worth it. It's not
So
worth
bad.
It.
And the worst part
The
is that
CG is also bad. It's like
I feel like you just don't like historical movies.
No, because King Arthur isn't even historical. It's a legend.
We were talking about war movies for less than 20.
No.
No, the worst part is that there are people in my family. Like, I know 2 people in my family who love this movie. And I've never been able to look at them the same. Literally.
You're just like, what is wrong with you?
Like,
how
like
is this
I,
possible?
like literally, no offense if you're listening to this.
Like that
I'm
movie.
not going to name any names, but I have lost some of my belief in your opinions of movies.
That's so funny. You
I'm
can't
hiding
say
this
na-
at the very end of this podcast because there's a chance you might not even hear it.
Might not get this far.
That's good.
Oh man.
Lightning round, okay?
Okay.
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 Let's do this. Ready? Ready. And 3, 2, 1. Would you rather be Robin Hood or King Arthur, the character, not the movie?
Robin
King
Hood.
Arthur.
After everything you just went through.
I hate the movie. The actual story is
It's
legit.
good.
It's
Yeah.
actually
Did
legit.
Disney make an animated movie about
Yeah,
it?
they did, they
and that's
did.
good.
They did both
It's good.
Robin Hood and King
The
Arthur.
Men in Tights is also amazing.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
so
that movie
good.
is so good.
That's a good movie.
Robin Hood or King Arthur?
Robin Hood.
Bet. I want to be King Arthur.
Fun fact, Guy Ritchie, I think, also made a Robin Hood movie, and it's literally just the Batman storyline. It's really bad.
What is
Are
that
you
the
gonna
one
stop
about
talking
Taron
about
Egerton?
Yeah.
You're gonna burst a blood vessel.
Okay. Would you rather be a dwarf or an elf in Lord of the Rings?
Elf.
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 Dwarf? What is wrong with you guys? You don't want a giant beard and eat meat off the bone?
The dwarves dug too deep and too greedily, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they killed him. Oh, no, actually, they didn't
The
kill
elves see over the whole world. They're the
Exactly.
puppet masters in the background,
Con-
and they live forever.
him. No, I've
Although
No,
we
that's the
learned
Valar.
that-
That's the
yeah,
Valar.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Would you rather be a stormtrooper that people like or an irrelevant superhero in the MCU?
A stormtrooper people like.
Dude, sorry people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stormtrooper.
Traitor!
Mm.
Like, remember that one
Like, would you
part?
rather be like Captain Rex or would you rather be Captain Marvel?
Captain Rex.
I
Captain
would rather
Dude, Rex
be in the
is
MCU.
so-
Yeah. To be fair, I think
think
she's
so.
making a good monetary decision because she
sure.
has work for like the next 20 years. But
However,
I'd be a stormtrooper.
do you not
I'd be a
remember
stormtrooper.
when The Force Awakens came out?
What's that?
And
movie?
everybody, there's that one scene where the stormtrooper was like traitor, and then everybody for like the next 3 months, he was the favorite character from that movie.
Well, that's because the rest of the movie was so bad.
Okay.
So
Would
I
you rather?
The,
Would you rather? Yo, Sean.
Yeah?
Would you rather watch King Arthur or eat dog shit?
Dog shit sounds pretty good.
Joe, would you rather watch the Tomatoes movie or eat dog shit?
I'd take the Tomatoes movie on that one.
What movie did you say you
I
hated?
said Twilight, but I like watching Twilight.
Yeah,
But
so
I
then
hate
you're
it. I
taking
hate
You would
it.
eat dog shit.
Yeah.
I'd take dog shit over the Last Airbender.
Yeah,
Any
I
day
could-
of the week.
I could agree with that statement.
Okay. Now, do you guys have any questions for this lightning round? 'Cause I kinda-
Is that the only one you
I
have?
had 4. I said I didn't have a lot.
Lightning rounds need at least like 10.
I know that's why I
Alright,
needed
lightning
4.
round.
All right. Favorite Disney princess? Mine's Cinderella.
Oh,
Mulan.
What?
Well, yeah, Mulan.
Pocahontas.
What's her name? Rapunzel. Because
Why?
Yeah, because
Tangled
yeah,
is
he likes
so
Tangled.
good.
Yeah,
I didn't know
so
you liked Tangled.
I love
he talks about
Tangled.
Tangled all the
Oh
time.
my god.
Really?
It's my favorite Disney princess
Why do you think
movie.
he has long hair?
How did I live with you and I never saw you watch it?
Because I don't know. Oh, I never watched it. I didn't have a way to watch it, I guess.
That's a lie. If you really liked it that much, you find a way.
I definitely have a disc somewhere in my house. I think Mulan is pretty.
Mulan's up there.
It's
Yeah.
right next to it,
Yeah.
you know.
Bro,
The
but
live
whenever I
action
see
Mulan was bad,
Mulan, I
though.
think of the actual story, and the actual story is a lot more effed up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. She dies.
yeah.
Very
All right,
viciously.
what member of the Guardians of the Galaxy would it be?
Star Lord.
Groot.
I'd be the raccoon guy.
I am Star Lord. Let me change that. His music taste is on point.
It is on point. It is on point.
What color lightsaber would you have?
Yellow.
Silver.
Yellow. It's my
Purple.
favorite
Silver.
I'd have the rainbow.
color. That's not an answer.
Lame.
No.
I
Wait,
remember.
is
Pop
it possible
out.
to have a black one? Do you think?
Yes,
There's a
There's
black
only one
lightsaber.
person that's
Yeah.
had it, and it was
It's
a
in the
Mandalorian.
Yeah, it's in the
Yeah.
Mandalorian. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Mandalorian weapon.
Yeah, but it's a
Watch that.
symbol of
Mandalorian's
it's,
so good.
The
So good.
Mandalorian is really good, but it's like a symbol of Mandalorian power. If you have the
Exactly.
dark
Yeah, yeah,
saber, you rule.
Well, yeah, that's he
Yeah.
rules Mandalorian.
since eons ago. No, I say
Yeah,
silver because
What about yellow?
one of the coolest games I've ever played is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. You got to choose your lightsaber.
That's
You
true.
can choose orange. You can choose silver. You can choose black, I think. And it's like, you don't get those options in any other Star Wars game.
That's sick.
Also,
I'm
best
kind of a
character
cop-out.
ever written, I think.
This is a kind of a cop out. One side will be blue, and the other side would be red, and it'd be like one of those
That would
double
be cool.
sabers.
Like a Darth Maul.
That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
that'd be
that would
badass.
be really cool.
That would be
But
sick.
continue your thought because I completely and utterly
Yeah.
interrupted.
You know what I would do?
What?
I would want a yellow one, but make it like a whip.
Oh, there's actually
Oh.
a whip
Isn't there?
lightsaber.
Yeah,
No.
there is.
No, in the books.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a whip
How cool would that
lightsaber. It's pretty sick.
Okay, so I
That'd be
say
sick.
that. I say that because my boyfriend and I are reading Red Rising. If you guys have heard Red Rising before, but basically they have this thing. It's this weapon, and it can be a whip, like a really really sharp whip, where you can just like go off and whip
Whip?
people.
Go.
But you can also like press a button, and it turns into like a sword.
Ooh.
So you
Oh.
can whip people and then
I've
turn it
seen
into
that
a
in
sword and like
something.
slice them.
Dude, that's
That's pretty
awesome.
sick.
That's
It's
badass.
cool.
You know, okay, you
Where
know,
have I seen that before?
I've seen that somewhere before. Hashtag Naruto. There's this guy who takes his spine and turns it into a whip.
Oh!
Wait, how?
Yeah, his
Anime powers.
his jutsu is that he can create his bones a lot, but it kills him. And that's literally how he dies. He whips and then he turns his arm into like a bone spike and he's about to kill these people and then he just dies.
That sucks.
And it's sad. And
I mean, he
also,
did
don't
rip
watch
off-
Naruto. It's not worth it.
Cool scenes like that only pop up every 200 episodes.
Exactly. Anything else here?
What else? you
I'm
got?
stumped. Y'all can answer. Ask any questions.
Y'all
you
can
want.
answer.
No, I don't think we really.
Favorite movie snack at the
Ooh,
movie?
that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Mott sticks.
Yeah.
Mine's
See,
gonna-
I'd say popcorn, but I'm like,
Too
when I
cheesy.
eat popcorn, I
Dude,
eat too much popcorn.
too corny.
It's like
Dude,
bad for me.
I remember specifically we went to
Too
go
corny.
see Lord of the Rings. The Hobbit,
the Hobbit,
second
yeah,
Hobbit.
the second Hobbit.
And this guy eats two full buckets
Yeah,
of the popcorn by himself.
It's not good. I have a bad
It
popcorn
was just,
addiction.
you were just, he wasn't even thinking about it. It was just.
It's just so light and fluffy.
Mm.
I love playing like drinking games when I'm watching a movie. So like, one time I played the B movie drinking game, and every time they said B, we had to take a shot, and it was so bad.
Oh,
I didn't even
no.
make it all the way
Yeah,
through.
you can.
Oh no.
We were like, B. My name is B. B.
Barry B. Benson.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
But you like jazz?
Like
It was so
jazz.
bad. It was so bad. I don't think I've ever been that drunk in my life.
Speaking of
Bruh.
the B
That's
movie,
funny.
have you ever? You know how there was that meme going around every time they say B, it speeds up, and it
Yes.
ends up being like
Yeah.
2
It's like a
minutes.
2 second, like,
So I saw one of that where two of those where it's like the B movie, except nothing happens. It's just piracy. Watch it before it gets taken down. And then the other one, which I screenshotted because I couldn't believe it. The entire Lord of the Rings trilogy, except every time Sam takes a step, he says, "This next step is the farthest I've taken since home." Like, because there's this one scene where he's like, "This next step is the furthest step I've taken from home," and every time he takes a step, he says that, and it's a 9-hour video on YouTube of just that. And I'm like, no way.
That's legendary.
No way.
That's so good.
Imagine sitting there for 9 hours
And
editing
watching that.
every single step.
That's
Just
pain.
to have it taken down in 2 days.
That's true pain.
Oh my gosh.
Best movie soundtrack.
Ooh. I feel like you definitely.
Me?
Yeah.
Ooh, I
Alright.
like the Guardians 2
Guardian
soundtrack.
soundtrack is sick.
I think Les Miserables is my favorite musical. So
Really?
yes,
You already know what mine is.
I do know what yours is. Is there a Wicked movie?
There is not.
There has to
They
be. They'll
are.
probably make a good one.
I'm surprised that they don't have one. I
That
think.
is
Oh no, they are
surprising.
making a
Oh,
movie.
they are?
I'm pretty sure. Let me look it up. I'm almost certain they are making a
That'd
movie.
be
Yeah.
pretty sick.
I'd say Les Mis. I literally there was an entire year where that was the only thing I listened to.
Respectable.
It was really
See,
bad.
yeah.
It was like my entire family.
I don't know why.
Oh, yeah,
Moana
and-
keeps coming to my head when I think of
Moana.
That's
yeah.
good.
Moana's
I love
great.
Moana.
Sean will know this, but the Made in Abyss movie
Oh
soundtrack
gosh!
is fire. So good.
Made
That whole show, amazing.
so good.
the
So good.
soundtrack slays.
Listen,
Ariana Grande.
if
Yeah.
you want any kind of beautiful soundtrack listening for relaxing or studying to, look up Kevin Pankin,
Oh yeah, anything by Kevin Payton.
Made in Abyss.
The show or the movie soundtrack.
So
he
good.
has both. They're so good.
Mm.
Like whenever I'm reading, I put that on.
Yeah.
And it's like it hits so different because the soundtrack lines up perfectly with like, whatever you're reading at that specific time. And it's like it's like it's so different.
Actually,
good.
you know who has the best soundtrack?
What?
Tarzan.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Oh, okay. You want to know something crazy? So Phil Collins made that soundtrack, and depending on which language you watch it in, he sings it in that language.
That's
like
sick.
Phil
That's sick.
motherfucking Collins sings Spanish versions of those songs, or French, or yada yada versions of these songs, and it's just
I wonder if you
banger
can
after
tell.
banger.
I wonder if the native speakers can tell if he's not a native speaker himself.
Me too. Huh? Because it's like, you know how
I
some
guess
people
probably, but
Yeah.
also
like
But
you.
also when
he's
you're
singing it in
it's
motherfucking
harder to
Spanish.
hear accents when you're
True.
singing.
I mean, because like Adele, doesn't she sound like "Oi, crock"? Not,
Yeah.
not
Oi,
that.
crock.
But, Oi,
Is
love.
that British?
She's not Australian.
No. Like
Adele comes from the land down under. Hello, but it's also Toto.
oh bloody hell, honey. Because she sounds like that, and then you listen to her sing, and it's like angels.
Yeah.
Parts.
hello.
I didn't know you liked Adele.
I don't really listen to her, but I mean, she's.
Her new album is so
It's
good.
good.
So good.
I don't really listen to her a lot, but like.
My mom
I
listens to her
can't deny.
religiously. So whenever we went on road trips, I kid you not, we listened through like I think it was 23, 21, one of them, for like 3-4 hours just straight, just
So
Adele.
Yes, sir. All right. Best foreign film that isn't an anime.
Life
Parasite.
is beautiful.
Yeah,
No,
I was,
no,
about,
no.
I was literally about to say that from Miss Menino's class
Oh
because
my
like
gosh.
that movie hits so different.
Oh my gosh.
But Parasite is also really good.
Parasite's
Pete
Parasite's
and
good.
Nick watched that one and said it
I
was
almost
great.
don't want to say that though because
It's
every
too standard.
yeah. I feel like
Um,
because I said it so quickly, it can't.
That is a good film though.
Yeah.
It's
So-
well done.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've never actually
But-
seen it.
Life is
Life is beautiful.
so beautiful.
We actually
Yeah.
talked about it in the first episode.
Did you?
Oh yeah, we did.
So this
yeah.
second chance.
Uh-huh.
Listen to it. It's a comedy / heartbreaking drama.
Yeah.
That takes place during 1940s
Mhm.
Italy.
Yeah. Nazi occupation
Mm-hmm.
of the Jewish population.
It's heartwarming and beautiful.
Yeah. It's like it makes you laugh, but you don't want to laugh, and it's like painful. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's like
because
this is funny, but geez,
this is funny, but
it's morbid.
Yeah, no, it's not, but it's not like done in like a we're gonna get you some like shitty edgy humor. It's like this guy is trying to keep his son from realizing.
Yeah, it's a father and son in
an occupation camp. And
yeah.
the father's trying to keep his son from realizing what is going on.
Yeah, like
and he
where
does
he
it
is.
by using humor and stories and making jokes. And
Yeah.
they're really good jokes and they're really funny and memorable moments.
You guys watched it in World History?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
watched that. We watched that
yeah.
in world history
And
in high school.
so good.
I'm
And
so jealous that I couldn't have been in that
I
class.
know.
Oh,
Yeah.
that class changed my life. Still the best class I've ever taken.
Best class
College,
ever taken.
nothing on that.
Exactly.
Literally nothing.
Literally, best teacher I ever had.
Best teacher ever.
Literally, the current college I go to, I think I've had the worst teacher I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah.
Literally, picked out students and said, "I guess you just weren't listening" when they didn't
No.
answer right. Awful,
Yeah.
terrible teacher.
I
Yeah.
liked all my professors.
Lucky you.
There was one professor I had, which he kind of just he was there to make a check, man. He always acted like he didn't want to be there. He'd be like, "Okay, it's time to teach you today."
Speaking of not wanting to be at places, do you think it's time that we wrap up?
Probably.
Any last words? Any last thoughts? Any last comments?
Go watch Makia.
Watch Makia.
Yes.
Watch Makia.
Oh boy.
And that's it.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening in.
Thank you,
All
Sean.
three of you.
Yes.
Thank you for being on our show.
Of course.
Yeah.
Joe. And
They're gonna be
remember,
gone
this
forever.
is
Ass, Class, and Sass.
Woohoo! Be sure to join us next week or whenever this comes out.